was about 3 months ago that it happened. I had just finished work and went to the shops to get some groceries and was on the way out when the accident happened. Someone hit my car from behind. I wasn't severely injured, but because of the force at which I was hit, the car's back bumper was destroyed and the indicators were smashed. To be honest, I had thought about getting a new car after I was married, but it was just that, a thought. When it actually came to it, my son, Denny, really loved my car, and there were always other things that I needed to spend money on, so I never actually managed to get around to it. After the accident, though, my husband and I made the big decision to get a new car. That weekend, it was my mother-in-law's birthday, so we had to go and see her, and my husband said that he had to work overtime and was going to be later than he expected, so I took a taxi to my in-laws' place. Happy birthday, Mom! Thank you, Tony. Why did you get a taxi here, though? I saw you getting out of it just before. Oh, you saw me getting out of the taxi, did you? We didn't tell you because we didn't want to worry you, but we had a bit of an accident in the week. An accident? What kind of an accident? When? What about the car? If you couldn't drive it here, I guess it was more than just a bit of an accident like you just said. She's made me feel a bit hurt, to be honest. Shouldn't she have asked if I was okay first? How could she care more about the car than she does about me? Oh, I went to the supermarket to get some groceries last week on my way home from work, and another car hit mine from behind. Luckily, I wasn't hurt. Oh, really? You should have been more careful. How much is it going to cost to get the car fixed, then? Well, seeing as the car who hit me was at fault, it shouldn't cost us that much, really. But as we've been planning to get a new car for a few years now anyway, and we think it'll be better to have a bigger car as Denny gets older, we've decided to use this opportunity to get a new car instead. That sounds like a good idea. Your car was really small and getting pretty old anyway, wasn't it? Which car are you thinking of getting? We're going to get an SUV, but I'm not sure which one yet. We need to discuss it a bit more first, I think. It'd be good if we could go away in it and things like that, too. Well, make sure you do enough research before you buy one. There are a lot of scams around second-hand cars these days, you know. Oh, I think we're going to get a new one, not a second-hand one. You're going to get a brand new car? Where are you going to find the money for that, then? Dave's always moaning about not having any money. I've been putting aside money for a new car since before we married, Mom. You don't have to worry about that. Do you really need a new car, though? Don't you think that getting a new car just like that is a huge waste of money? How are you going to afford to live later if you keep on throwing money around like this all the time, hey? Even if you don't have a lot of money, there are times where you have to spend it. With a child in the back, you have to think about their safety and things like that as well, you know. Even so, a new car will set you back at least, what, $20,000 to $30,000? Oh, we were thinking a bit more than that, actually. We've been looking around at some different SUVs, and the one we like is an imported brand, so it's a bit more expensive than that. What? I don't think that's a good idea. People don't like to see moms driving around in imported cars, you know. They might be a bit jealous, yes, but there's no reason for other people to hate it as you say now, is there? And anyway, why should it matter who's driving it? What difference does it make that I'm a mom? I really don't understand where you were going with that comment. You should be trying to save money as much as you can, not spend it on expensive cars like that. Don't you think that you're being a bit too much? I was surprised when you said you were thinking of getting a new car rather than a second-hand one. I never dreamt that you'd be getting an expensive brand new car. I think you're saying what you really think and making it out like that is what others would think of me. I'm right, aren't I? Of course not. People think that mom should live frugally. Really? Anyway, I've never really thought of it like that before. I think we're going to get the car that we saw anyway. It's ranked top in terms of safety, you know. There have been a few people around me that have died really young in car accidents. It's really sad when people go like that so young. I think that's another reason why we have chosen this car. You are very strange sometimes, you know. Do what you want, but mom should know how to save money. What do you think you're going to do later if you keep spending like this all the time, hey? Oh, hi, Sam. Long time no see. What are you doing here all of a sudden?
Hi, Tony. It's good to see you again. How have you been? I'm sorry that I haven't been better at keeping in touch with you. As you know, I'm pretty busy going here and there all the time.
Yes, you are busy. You're very smart and in demand, that's all.
I heard that you got a new car.
Oh, yes. Mom told you, did she?
Yes. Mom said that you were getting a brand new foreign car. I'm really jealous, you know. Anyway, I've come to see you like this because there's something that I wanted to ask you.
Oh, what is it? I guess it must be something pretty important for you to come all the way over here at this time. It's getting late, you know.
Tony, you know the car that I drive, don't you? It's really old now.
You're talking about your white car, aren't you? What about it? Has something happened to it?
You probably already know this, but now Sally is getting bigger. There's a limit as to how long we can keep on using our tiny little car.
Oh, yes, of course. I understand that. Kids come with a lot of baggage as well, don't they? You have to think about their safety as well. That's the main reason that we decided to change to an SUV this time.
Have you bought your new car then?
Yes, we have. It should be ready by next month if we're lucky.
You must be so pleased about that. I hope you don't mind me asking, but where did you find the money for a new car like that?
Oh, I've been saving up for a new car since before we got married.
Have you really managed to save enough for an imported car like that, though? They can't be cheap. How could you possibly buy a car like that on your own? You had to save for some money towards it too, didn't you?
No, I really got it with my own money. I have been saving for it for years, you know.
I want to get a new car too, but my husband won't agree to it. The economy is really bad at the moment, and we're already struggling with Sally's daycare costs. Do you know of another way that I could get a new car?
I'm not sure, really. If you can't quite afford it at the moment, why don't you wait a bit until Sally's a bit older?
What do you mean by that? I'm not saying that I want a new car because I want to drive a better car. I want to be able to take Sally to more places. That's all.
I know that feeling, I really do. But if you can't afford to change your car at the moment, I'm afraid that there's not much that can be done, is there?
I do know that, but still.
Getting a new car isn't urgent yet, is it? I think you should wait until you can afford it and get one then.
Tony, how's your new car?
Well, of course it's great, being brand new and all.
I'm really jealous, you know, Tony. My husband still isn't letting me get a new car, you know. It'd be amazing if Sally and I could ride in a nice car to amazing new places, wouldn't it?
It really would. But I thought you said that you weren't in the position to buy a new car right now. You'll have to keep talking to your husband about it and get a new car later when you can afford it.
Don't be like that. Why don't we go for a drive in your new car? I think it would make me feel a bit better. That's right! We could take it on a test drive. Then I can see what it's like for when I can finally buy my new car.
We both have kids and are really busy though, aren't we? When are we going to find the time to do that?
I feel really down lately as my husband and I are always fighting. That's all. I'm sure I'll feel 100 times better if you take me for a test drive in your new car. Please, Tony. Just once.
Okay. Well, let's set a date and do it then. I'll take you for a drive in my new car if that's what you want.
Thank you so much for that, Tony. I really wasn't feeling very happy after fighting with my husband so much recently, you know.
Is there a problem? What are the two of you fighting about so much?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to think about it anymore. Your car is really nice, by the way. I see what the fascination is with imported cars now after going for a ride in yours. It really is something else.
Yeah, I mean, we've not had it long, and it was a brand new car, wasn't it?
I didn't realize that you were so competent. How on earth did you manage to save up all of that money?
I told you before. I've been saving for it for years, from before we even got married. That's the only reason that I managed to do it. I don't have even a penny to my name now, though. I guess I'll have to work hard and start saving again, won't I?
Tony, what does this button do? Wow, your car is just so comfortable.
Do you feel a bit better now, Sam?
Yes, I do. It's all thanks to you. We had a nice look around too, didn't we? I hadn't been to that side of town for such a long time. Thank you for driving me around anyway. You must be really tired.
It's fine. We haven't even really gone that far. Driving around the neighborhood is no problem.
Tony, there's something that I'd like to ask you, you know.
What is it? Is there a problem or something?
Would it be okay if I drove for a bit?
Pardon? You drive this car?
Yes, exactly.
I'm not really sure about that.
To be honest, it's Sally's dream to ride in a cool car like this, you know. She has her talent contest this week, and I just wanted to drive her there in this car. That's all.
I really don't understand why you need my car for that. You can rent these kinds of cars really easily these days, you know. You aren't insured.
It's really expensive to rent, and you can also tell really easily from the number plate that the car is a rental. Please, Tony, will you let me borrow it? Just for a few hours.
No, I don't think it would be a good idea. Let's stop talking about this now.
You have loads of money, don't you? I'm sure that with your job that you'll soon have enough money saved to buy another car like this.
What are you going on about? I said no. That's final. Get back in now, will you? Let's go home.
Can I drive it just for a little while today then? To practice? I really want to see what the car feels like to drive.
Rent one sometime and practice then.
You're really cold-hearted sometimes, you know.
Well, I can't help that. Let's go home now. I have to go pick up Denny. Do you really think she would have let me drive her car if it was the other way around? No way would she. I really don't understand how she even had the cheek to ask me that. I know they have more money than she says they do.
Tony, have I annoyed you? I'm sorry. I guess I crossed a line. We came out in an amazing car to make me feel better. Let's not go back annoyed with each other now.
Okay, I guess I was being a bit sensitive about the whole car thing. Anyway, we have to go and pick up the kids now, don't we? Hurry up and get in. Hi, Tony. Did you come in a taxi again today? No, I didn't. I think I told you the other day. I've bought a new car. I came here in my new car.
I told you before, didn't I? Tony's got an amazing new car.
Oh, yes. Now you come to mention it, I think I do remember you saying something about that. Well, aren't you going to show me then? I took Sam for a ride in it earlier. When you next have time, I'll drive you somewhere too, Mom, if you want me to. Oh, that sounds great. Do you like it then? Yes, I love it. Denny really likes it too.
It must be amazing to have a new car like that. I'm so jealous. Sally's always moaning about how small our car is, you know.
There's nothing wrong with your car, though, is there? Yes, it might be a bit on the small side, but there aren't any problems with it or anything, are there? Yours is a really expensive car, too, isn't it?
That is true. But compared to yours, it might as well be a piece of trash.
Are you still thinking about getting a new car?
I feel so bad about it lately that I can't help but cry.
Sam, why are you crying? With the amount that you earn, you should be able to save enough for a new car in no time. You're really good at what you do after all, aren't you?
What does it matter how good I am at it at the end of the day? They just spend the whole time nagging me about things.
They nag you? About what? Do they go on at you about your car?
They ask why I don't seem embarrassed about driving a car like mine. They're always telling me that with my job, I should be driving a much better one, and that I should get a new one. They say I should be embarrassed meeting clients in it.
What on earth are they talking about? There's nothing wrong with your car. There's one at work you can use for meetings and stuff anyway, isn't there?
Oh, they won't let us use it anymore. They say that they need to save money. People are getting laid off and everything these days. Anyway, there's a lot going on.
Oh, really? That must all be really hard for you. I didn't realize that things were so bad at your workplace. Is it because the economy is so bad these days or something? All of that has got me thinking, you know. Can't you swap cars with Sam? Just for a little while. Excuse me? Why are you suddenly asking me to do something like that? You must know this as well, but my Sam is really talented and good at what she does. Unfortunately, her car doesn't seem to show her value. It's just really old and, to be honest, cheap.
It's not that old, Mom.
It is. Anyway, couldn't you just lend her your car for, let's say, a month? Pardon? What's wrong with the two of you today? So you were serious earlier when you wanted me to lend you my brand new car? Of course she was! Why would she joke about something like that? We just want to let Sam borrow your car for a month. Just 1 month. That's all. After the month is over, I should have enough money saved up to buy her a new car myself, seeing as her husband's being useless about it as always. Is it really that difficult? Do you think I'm a rent-a-car company or something? Why don't you borrow a car from one of those if you need one so badly? I thought we'd finished talking about this earlier anyway. You said that you were just asking because you liked my car so much. I didn't realize you were as serious about it as this.
I wasn't really. It's just that Mom decided to get you to lend it to me for a month before she could get me my own car. None of this was my idea, honestly.
I really don't want to get any more stressed over this than I already am. If you need to borrow a car, your dad's is a really good and expensive one too. You could just borrow his. Why do you have to keep going on at me like this? I use my car every day. I drive it to work and to take Denny to and from nursery, you know. Why are you getting so annoyed? We were only asking. It's no good. Let's just pretend that this whole conversation never happened.
I wish Mom hadn't ever said anything about it now. You don't have to be so hard on Tony. It is her car after all. Tony, do you think that you could possibly give me a lift home in a minute at all, please? I've left my purse and everything at home, you see. I'm not really feeling that good either.
Okay then. Go down and wait by the car a minute, will you? I'll unlock the doors for you. I'll just get my things together, then I'll be down. I had just taken Sam home and was on my way back home. I had just parked and opened the glove box to get my glasses case out to put my sunglasses in, but I couldn't find it. I had no choice but to put my hand right into the glove box and rummage around. Well, I ended up finding a kind of charm. It gave me goosebumps. I don't believe in things like that, you see, so there was no way that I had put it in there myself. I was worried that there might be others around, so I started searching here and there and found a few more. One of my friends are really interested in charms and things like that, and she's always getting different charms from here and there. So I showed her the ones that I'd found and asked her to find out what they were for me. Gemma, did you find out about those charms I showed you yesterday? Do you know what they are? Hey, where and who did you get them from? Why? What are they? What do they mean? I don't understand why you couldn't tell me over the phone and wanted to meet me like this. Just tell me, will you? You're starting to scare me now, you know. You better listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. You have to burn those charms. Burn them? Well, to tell you the truth, they aren't real charms. They're fake. You can tell that someone just printed them just by looking at them. What? You really scared me then for a second. So they're nothing, is that what you're saying? Even so, I don't feel very good about them, you know. Just be quiet and listen for a minute, will you? You wanted to know what they meant, didn't you? Well, they're charms that are supposed to bring bad luck. I read putting them in a car supposedly will cause a car accident. What? Car accidents? Not any car accident either. They're a really strong kind that's meant to have the driver killed. What on earth have you done to make someone want something like that to happen to you? Do you owe someone a lot of money or something? Are you in debt to loan sharks? What have you done? Gemma, you know me, don't you? I'm not that kind of person. I haven't done anything bad to anyone. That's what made me even more confused about it all. Do you know who put them in your car? Do you have any theories as to who it could be? I really have no idea. What on earth is going on here? I haven't even done anything. Who'd want something like that to happen to me? You cleaned your car not long ago, didn't you? You said that you took everything out, even the things that were in the glove box. Have you lent your car to anyone after that? Of course not. It's a brand new car. Why would I lend it to anyone? Oh, I have given someone a lift a few times, though. Who was it? Was it someone who hates you or something? Who sees you as this much of an enemy? It is my sister-in-law. That was who I have given lifts to. What? Your sister-in-law? Do you two get on that badly? You've never said anything like that to me before. It's not that we don't get on. It's quite complicated. It'll take me quite a while to explain, I think. I got this car because I was involved in an accident, didn't I? Yes, that's what you told me. Well, she seems to be really jealous that I've got a new car when she can't. She asked me if she could borrow it several times. I've never heard of someone asking to borrow someone else's car before. She has her own car anyway, doesn't she? I'm sure you said before that she has quite a bit of money too, didn't you? I think that's what you told me anyway. That's right. They're quite comfortable. That's why I really didn't understand why she was so jealous and why she wanted to borrow my car. She's always boasting about how much money she has and things like that. They've never once given Denny any pocket money or anything, though. Oh, so she's a typical rich person then. She already has a lot of money, but my mother-in-law is always going on about her poor daughter and giving her more and more money. You know how frugal I am, don't you? Of course I do. I've known you for years now, after all. You saved for years to get that car, didn't you? Yes, I did. I started saving for a new car before I even got married. But my sister-in-law kept asking me things like whether I had got some help from my husband to buy the car or if I'd taken a loan out. Is she jealous? I wish it was just that. I would have just been like, oh, you want to buy a car, but your husband won't agree to it. That sucks. And I would understand to some extent, but that's not it. She just thoughtlessly asked you if she could borrow yours, did she? Yeah, she did. I'm actually really shocked about the charms, you know. What if it really was my sister-in-law who put them there? The friend I asked about them said that people sometimes get fooled into buying fake charms like that. I don't want to imagine what would have happened if they were the real deal. It would have been like her putting a curse on you. They were exactly the right shape for that. It really is lucky that they were not real. I really don't understand what it was that she was thinking. Did she think that the car would be theirs if I died or something? Even that is ridiculous. Why on earth would she do something like that? I just don't understand it. If they were real, that would make your mother-in-law and sister-in-law actual psychopaths. Hang on, look at this. What is it? Have you found something else? This is weird. It's actually made me feel a little sick. This is my sister-in-law's profile picture. That's my car! She's written it like you aren't here anymore and your car is already hers. That's really scary. How are you going to survive in a family like this? I actually feel really scared and a bit sad, too. I don't think I can really tell my husband about this either. Even if we're pretty sure that it was your sister-in-law that put those charms in there, we can't be certain. And even if we were, I don't know if your husband would believe how serious and dangerous those charms are. It must be difficult for you to say anything. I really don't know what to do. I keep getting goosebumps even thinking about it. I guess I'm going to have a think about what I should do next. Yes, I think you're right. Even though they're fake, it's still all very uncomfortable. You've got to promise me that you're going to burn them to get rid of them straight away, okay? Thank you, Gemma. If it wasn't for you, I really don't know what I would have done or what might have happened. This is such a ridiculous situation. What are you doing coming all the way here? You haven't even called or anything for a really long time. Have I done something to annoy you or hurt you or something? Even if I have, you should tell me so that we can work it out. We are family, after all. People will think that we have a really bad relationship if you carry on like this. No, why would I be annoyed or hurt? I was just thinking, you see. My car seems like a bit of an extravagance to me. So I was wondering, if it's okay with the two of you, I want to sell it to Sam at a heavily reduced price. What?
Really? Are you sure? Why would you suddenly decide to do that?
It's costing more than I expected to run, and as you know, I don't really have a very good job, so it's hard to keep up with all the costs, you see.
I'm glad that you realize that, Tony. I think that's a really good idea. I was really worried about the costs because I'm really fond of you.
She really has lost her mind. What is she going on about now? Oh, really? Do you really think that I'm that pitiful?
That's not what I meant. You know that. How could I not worry? You've bought a car which was way above your capabilities, didn't you? People don't like that, you know.
Oh, you're so thoughtful and kind, aren't you, Sam? To be honest, I have the same worries.
Other people will hate someone like you driving a car like that.
So both of them are going to take jabs at me like this now, are they? Do they think that I'm just going to take all of this lying down or something? Thank you for worrying about me like that. I think I'll start off by transferring the car over to you, Sam.
Wow! That would be amazing. What do I have to do first? How much do you want for it? Just tell me what you want me to do.
We can talk about the price later. Let's get all the paperwork sorted out first. It's quite complicated, you know.
Why?
You know that I don't have a very good job, don't you? Well, to be honest, I had to borrow some money from my parents to buy the car. Oh, I knew it! You told us that you bought it with money that you'd saved up, didn't you? I was embarrassed about having to ask my parents for help at my age, that's all, so I didn't tell the whole truth. You understand that, don't you?
It must have been really hard for you to ask your parents for money like that. You must have felt quite embarrassed, too. I understand why you didn't tell us. Of course I do. How cheap exactly are you planning to sell it to me anyway?
Like I said, I think we're going to have to try to get the paperwork out of the way first because it really is quite complicated. I don't think you'll be able to do it on your own. I'll get it all ready and sort it out for you.
Would you really do that for me? I never really thought of you in this way before, but you're so kind.
I really want to strangle her every time she speaks. Keep it together, Tony. Sam, I'm a really kind person, you know. What kind of person did you think I was?
I'm just joking. It was a joke. Anyway, what do I need to do next?
You know that I'll need your signature on the documents, right? And a form of ID as well.
Oh, are you going to just bring me the things that I need to sign then? Or can you just do it all yourself?
I really don't know how she's managed to even survive all these years when she's as stupid as this. This really is frustrating. Yes, I'll just bring you the bits that you need to sign. I can do everything else myself. We're family after all, aren't we? Like both of you said before. Oh, so you finally realized that, have you? Of course we're a family. It would have made everything so much easier if you were like this from the beginning, you know. I just thought it'd seem very cold-hearted of me to just lend Sam the car for a month and then have to ask for it back again. That's all. The main reason that I've decided to sell it now is because I need the money. I don't really have a choice in the matter.
You don't have to worry, you know. I've got a much better job and I'm a better driver than you are, so I'm sure I'll be able to take good care of the car for you.
Okay, I won't. I'm quite looking forward to seeing your driving skills, to be honest.
I'm an excellent driver. People are always telling me that. When are you going to let me have the car anyway?
You'll have to wait a little while. There's a procedure for things like this after all. If you're too impatient and try to get things done too quickly, you could end up messing everything up, you know.
Okay, Tony. I understand. I'm so excited. I was beginning to think that this day would never come.
You're going to put your car on the market first, aren't you?
Yes, of course. I really hated driving that car. I better put it on the market right away. I can't believe that this is really happening.
Sam, sorry I'm late. It took longer than I'd expected to get all the documents sorted out. Have you been waiting long?
Oh no, we only just got here too. Where's the car?
The car? It's right here. Can't you see?
What do you mean? Stop messing around. Where's the car?
I'm not messing around. The car's right here.
What is it that you want me to do? I don't understand. You told me that you were going to sell your car to me. Your new car. This is fraud, you know.
What is fraud? I haven't taken any money from you and have given you this car for free. I'm giving it to you as a present.
This is the car you had that accident in, isn't it? Why would anyone in their right mind want that car? Stop messing around and bring me the car. Bring it here right now. If you don't, I'm going to call my husband and get him over here.
Go on then. Call him. It'll be nice to see him again. It's been a really long time, hasn't it? Don't you like this car or something? This was the car that I said I was going to give you. I was trying to decide whether to sell it or just get it crushed, so it made the decision a lot easier when you said that you wanted it.
Tony, have you lost your mind or something? When did I ask you to give me the car that you had that accident in? You took my ID and I signed some papers, didn't I? It'd not look good for you if I went to the police now, would it?
I never even used your ID or those papers. I just put them in my bag. You don't have to worry about that. I'm not a criminal or anything. You said it yourself, didn't you? That I was a lot kinder than you thought I was. That I didn't seem it, but I was a kind person. Well, you'll just have to trust me then, won't you? I really didn't use your ID or the documents that you signed. You don't have to worry about that. I just came here to give you this car.
You're just messing me about, aren't you? This is a scam. You're a scam artist.
Why do you keep saying that? When did I tell you that I'd give you my new car? I just said that I'd give you a car. It's your fault for not listening properly and just hearing what you wanted to hear. As I told you before, I saved up for years to buy that car.
That's not what I mean, and you know it, you stupid cow. What am I going to do about my car now? I've already sold it, haven't I? Even my car was better than this piece of trash.
Don't call it that. Do you know how much love and care I put into looking after this car? It might be getting old now, but you'd never tell looking at it. It has all the functions you could possibly need as well. You could never get a car as good as this one for free. You really don't know how the world works, do you? Maybe that's because you're such a career woman. I don't know. Can you be classed as a career woman with a yearly salary of $30,000 these days? You know I have over double that, don't you?
Stop going on about money like that. You're so mean.
You do well to watch what you're saying. Isn't that girl coming towards us one of your friends? I'm sure I recognize her. She's one of Sally's friends, Mom, isn't she?
That isn't what should be concerning you at the moment. Hand over my car.
I told you, I'm giving you this one as a present. I'm going to leave the key in it for you. You can do what you like with those documents you signed. Without reading what they were for, I might add. You know that cars are pretty expensive again these days, don't you? I think it'd be better for you to just accept this one, seeing as you don't even have a car at all anymore. Surely it'd be better than nothing. Didn't you say that you go on business trips quite often as well?
You really have lost your mind, haven't you?
You'd better be careful about what you're saying. This is your neighborhood, after all. You don't want to mess up your whole career now, do you?
Hi, Sam. I've been calling you for ages. Why didn't you answer me? Did you not hear me? Is something the matter? No, it's nothing like that. I'm in the middle of a conversation at the moment, so would it be okay if I came and found you later?
Whose car is this? Is it your car? I thought you had a big white car now.
I'll explain everything to you a bit later. Can you just go, please? I'm talking.
Why are you so snappy today? Who is that girl you're talking to anyway? Oh, hello. I'm Sam's sister-in-law.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Oh, this is Sam's car, by the way. It always has been as well.
Hey! Shut your mouth, will you?
Sam, I don't think you should be talking to me like that. Especially not with your friend just there.
Anyway, Tony, I think you'd better get going. I'll speak to you again later.
Why? I don't have anything else to say to you. I don't want to talk with you again later. I'd better be off now. Be careful with the car. I've put some presents inside it for you as well. I think you somehow left some things in my car by accident before. It's only right that I give them back to you now, isn't it?
Tony, have you lost your mind?
Why have you suddenly called me asking something like that? It's a bit rude, isn't it?
What are these charms? Why have you left charms in the car? It's bad enough that you gave me this rubbish car to start with, but you left charms in it that will make me die in an accident as well?
Oh, is that what those charms mean? The only person who had ridden in my new car except Danny was you. I hadn't even driven my husband anywhere. But when I was looking for something in the glove box, I found these charms. I also found one in the trunk.
Oh, that wasn't me, I swear.
If it wasn't you that put them there, how did you know what they meant? I just assumed that they were lucky to protect the people in the car from accidents and things like that. That's why I put them in the car as a present, so that you'd be safe driving it.
What would have happened if they made me have a huge accident? What would you have done then?
Don't worry. Apparently they're fake anyway. You should be kind and respectful to others. You know that you get what you give, don't you? You really should treat others how you want to be treated yourself.
I feel so bad now, you know. Driving that old rubbish car is just so embarrassing. I can't believe this has happened to me.
Well, you better hurry up and save for a new one then, hadn't you?
My husband wants me to drive this piece of trash for at least the next 3 years. He says it will help me to learn from my mistakes and stop me from doing ridiculous things like this because of my jealousy.
Oh, that's lucky. I was worried about what would happen if Sally took after her mom, but at least her dad seems to have his head screwed on properly. Don't just whine to your parents about buying you things either. You'd better treat them well. Someone's got to be there for you and no one else will, after all.
What do you mean by that?
Mom doesn't know about the charms that you put in my car yet, does she? I couldn't even tell my husband that part when I was explaining what had happened, you know. If everyone knew what you tried to do to me, the whole family would descend into chaos, you know.
Okay, I'll stop going on about the car and the charms now, I promise. Don't even think about meeting me again, though. Do you understand?
You don't seem to think anything of me, but I see that you're scared of our husbands at least. After that day, I didn't go back to my mother-in-law's place. I explained everything to my husband, and he took my side, telling me to do what I felt comfortable with. From what my husband told me,